Whoa, 2025 was the year when the US government essentially changed its mind about cryptocurrency. From being doubtful onlookers, they became outspoken supporters who almost said, hey world, this digital money thing, we're all in and we're gonna dominate. But story twist, no one. No one could have foreseen the utter mayhem that erupted in the final day. Hey, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. This stuff is crazy. Hold on tight because we're gonna take this thing apart piece by piece and we'll look everywhere. Believe me, everyone's minds are whirling with the flurry of debate this announcement has created. People are in a frenzy all over the place. Additionally, the FUD machine is putting up extra effort on XRP. It's similar to watching a live soap opera. So everyone, grab some popcorn because we need to work through this together. Okay? Let's go back to the end of July. At that point, things began to go completely crazy. As if it were no big issue, the White House releases this shocking crypto report. Suddenly, the Trump team is out there promoting digital assets as the secret weapon of the United States. They are actually referring to cryptocurrency as a grassroots revolution and asserting that it merits its limelight time. Their goal is to establish the United States as the world's unchallenged crypto monarchy. It's mind-blowing to get official government documents that are essentially a love letter to blockchain technology. This is when things start to get interesting. Many people say, well, whatever, this is normal, but wait, I believe that's primarily what beginners are saying, and I don't mean to disparage anyone who is just starting out in this field. The majority of those launching into cryptocurrency these days are actually complete beginners. The exhilarating thrills of 2020 and 2017 were missed. For us veterans who have been fighting in the trenches, they fail to realize how completely insane this situation is. It feels unreal to see the White House essentially validate our entire profession, especially after enduring Gary Gensler's reign of terror, which left us all emotionally damaged. Here's the thing though, officially we have reached this amazing turning point, where technology and the market are receiving the highest level of endorsement. The government is essentially stating that this material has the potential to completely change the way that money moves throughout the world. We are discussing a radical transformation in the way that currency functions. Imagine all asset classes existing on the blockchain and trading 24/7. These are just a few of the incredible opportunities that cryptocurrency opens up. Now Uncle Sam himself is explaining things to us. Although we crypto enthusiasts have long been yelling about this potential, we have never had the enormous government spotlight glaring down on us and confirming our beliefs. Furthermore, John Squire just revealed some important information regarding the White House's proposal for this strategic reserve of digital assets. Regulation, utility, and compliance are their top priorities. That's essentially XRP's whole strategy. We're talking about blazingly quick transactions, enormous scalability, and a system that's basically made for international money transfers. This official document is essentially giving the go-ahead for valid real-world cryptocurrency applications. And to be honest, he's entirely correct. This is our moment. Okay, so we'll be examining 2 pages from this paper as we get started. The structure established by these executive orders is outlined in the first one. The reserve stockpile situation is as follows. The Treasury will be in charge. To manage and monitor all the associated accounts, they will establish a special office. This is when things start to get interesting. Funding for this reserve stockpile will come from digital assets that have been surrendered, essentially digital assets that are now owned by the US government. There's a catch though. Digital assets that have been forfeited but are still required to fulfill legal obligations will be used for those purposes first. In addition to aiding law enforcement operations, paying victims of crimes who can be identified and verified, and equitably sharing with state and local law enforcement partners, we are also discussing fulfilling all other statutory forfeiture program criteria that are now in effect. The Bitcoin that is now in this reserve is here to stay. They're not going to sell it. Rather, the United States is holding it as a reserve asset to support government goals, all within the parameters of the law as it stands. This section essentially lays out who is responsible for these assets and how Treasury would manage the entire cryptocurrency situation. However, there is another equally amazing section. It ultimately comes down to enhancing American dominance in digital finance technologies. As we enter this new era of digital banking, they are putting a lot of effort into creating dollar-backed stable currencies. Look, their support of utility-focused projects makes all of this go together flawlessly. In essence, they're endorsing incredible cryptocurrency businesses who have been working diligently and assiduously to maintain complete compliance. Blockchain networks are being used by these businesses for very specific objectives. Consider Ripple as an example. To totally transform the way money moves across the world, they are utilizing XRP in Ruby. This is the icing on the cake. Within the last 24 hours, Howard Lutnick gave us this enormous update. The figures have just been released, and the GDP growth has risen by 3.3% since then. By placing America's economic data on the blockchain for the first time, Gov't has created history. Under the leadership of President Trump, our economy is in complete collapse. America is leading the world in economic innovation and cryptocurrency, and our workers are winning. Take a look at this. Let me extract the exact quote for you instead of playing this video clip. This is what the US Department of Commerce has provided. We are solidifying our position as the global hub for blockchain technology. It makes sense that President Donald Trump and the Commerce Department would make economic statistics available to the public on the blockchain, are making the economic reality of America unchangeable and more widely available than before, solidifying our position as the global hub for blockchain technology. 3.3% GDP growth is impressive, and everyone must agree. That comes directly from Howard Lutnick. The same video quote. You know how YouTube can be with these things, but it's clear that he was going into much more detail during his full speech. I apologize for the technical glitch, but this is really very important news. This is when things start to become really fascinating, and it explains why everyone started to freak out. Do you have any idea which platform they're actually using for this chain link? Yes. Yes, you heard correctly. I've been saying this for ages, you see. The chain connection is enormous. It's honestly among the best initiatives we have in this whole area, in my opinion. This is a true blue chip. There's no denying it, but this is what's making me laugh. People are going crazy wondering why they didn't choose XRP. Instead, why don't they use Ripple? Listen up, Link and XRP, Chainlink and Ripple. These creatures are entirely distinct from one another. Their use cases are completely different. Given that Chainlink is a data oracle, it makes perfect sense to utilize it for this. It is literally the finest at it. Simply said, it is a provider of data oracles. This explains why so many well-known companies, in fact, Ripple itself, collaborate with Chainlink on certain projects. It just makes sense. The formal announcement is now available here. To provide government macroeconomic data online, the US Department of Commerce is collaborating with Chainlink. Amazing stuff. Why then do I not care in the least about this in relation to XRP or any other project? It's easy because everything falls into place once you truly grasp how chain links work. Here's a detailed explanation of what's truly taking place. Important US economic statistics are already spreading throughout numerous blockchains and living on the chain via Chainlink data feeds. While there are undoubtedly a number of additional cryptocurrencies involved, we're discussing Arbitrum, Avalanche, Base, Botnix, Ethereum, Linear, Mantle, Optimism, Sonic, and zk-sig. In fact, XLM is on that list. The lovely thing about the way this whole thing operates, though, is this. As you can see, this can be connected to any blockchain. In all honesty, it makes little difference if XRP was chosen for this particular announcement or not. This solution may be integrated with any blockchain, including XRP if desired. Its genius lies in that. That's precisely why I find it so annoying when people instantly go to the question, no, XRP versus Link, who's going to win? To be honest, it's a really absurd way to look at the scenario. What we are witnessing here is not a winner-take-all contest. This is about seeing how all the pieces of the puzzle fit together flawlessly to enable these very important use cases and promote the growth of actual cryptocurrency usage. I'm really excited about the direction that this is all going. This is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. Another significant entity that is fully integrated into this ecosystem is Wormhole. Take a look at this. In fact, the Python Network and Wormhole ecosystem team have been chosen by the US Department of Commerce to validate and disseminate economic data on-chain and obtain all of the Wormhole-powered multi-chain data interoperability.